Hi there and welcome back to Save with Crypto. Okay, so I've had a few questions and comments about copy trading, and I think there's a few things that probably need clearing up. So I suspect what's happening is a lot of people who probably have never traded before are giving a go at the copy trading and not quite understanding why maybe they're not in a trade straight away, or why they're not getting profits every day or every hour or whatever, and people just aren't quite understanding it. So the first thing I'd probably say is, if you don't know anything about trading, then I'd even stay away from copy trading, because you need to understand there are risks. Obviously you're trusting a individual to trade with your money. Now, the way the system works is they can't use an enormous amount of money. They're limited to $1,000 if you have that, and also whatever leverage they use, you will only be using a maximum of 5 leverage. Okay, so let's just do these things one by one. First of all, this is a trade that's open. For example, this principal trader is one I started following about probably about a week and a half ago now, called Lasong. I always refer to these people as him or the guy, or in a male way, and my apologies if the principal trader is female or some other gender, but I'm just going to refer to them as him or he. So, but you understand that can be any entity, right? So no genderism there. So okay, so Lasong. Okay, so I mean, generally his kind of winnings have been small. $0.50 there, $1 there. There's a loss there, $1.4, 0.12. So nothing too stunning. Now, the current copy trade isn't so good, right? So it's a 5x long from 29,832. And if you look at the current price of Bitcoin, it is 28,840. So I'm just going to put that on TradingView. Maybe drop a horizontal ray somewhere here. 29,832. I think it was 0.5, wasn't it? Okay, so make that blue for buy. There you go. So that's the level he came in at. He did that on the 25th of May. So the 25th of May was probably around here. So that is when he went long. Now, unfortunately, the trade went against him, so he's currently down. Now, you can see here that the percentage is down. If we measure that from there to the current price, about 3.25%. Now, what it's saying here is 16.4. So you can see there it's that percentage down on 5x leverage. So that's the percentage he's down at the moment. Now, at this point, if you really thought that, oh my God, he's going to lose all my money, he doesn't know what he's doing, I'm just going to cut my losses and get out, you could go here and close the trade, okay? And that would close the trade. If you don't close the trade, what will happen is when he closes the trade will close, like your trade will also close as well. Now, a lot of people have been worried, thinking like, oh my God, he's down minus 16%. He's made a wrong decision. He should have bailed out by then. Now, the amount of equity in this account is like $637, which is about 0.02 of a Bitcoin. So if you imagine 0.02 times 5, it's going to be about 0.1, isn't it? So it looks like in this case he's actually gone in with probably most of the capital into this long here, and the trade's gone against him. Now, if he's on 5x leverage with an entry price of 29,000, then his liquidation price is going to be rather low, I would think. Now, you can work this out by going over to the actual trading platform itself. So you go to derivatives, inverse perpetual, and then Bitcoin USD, for example. And you come here. Now, up here is a little calculator. There you go. And you can work out various things from here, like your profit and loss, target price, entry price. But what I'm interested in is the liquidation price. So let's say we're in a long at 5x isolated, which is what it is, and the trader had entered at 29,832. Okay, so 29,832 with 600 contracts. Then that means the liquidation price is 24,964. Okay, so 24,964. So almost 25,000. Now 25,000 is indeed right down here. Okay, so if the copy trader hasn't set a stop loss and the price does come down here, then that could liquidate his position and you could lose all your money. So am I worried? In this case, I'm not worried. If this was to get to something more serious, I would probably start to worry. But at the moment, I think the chances of the price popping back above 29.8 are fairly strong. And if that was the case, then I would imagine what he would do, he would probably just try and get out with a small profit. Now that's one situation. Another situation is where the trader has gone in not with all the capital. Now let's show you an example, see if I can find one. Okay, now this isn't one that I'm following, but I know one of my viewers is, and I think he was slightly worried because he seemed to be like massively negative at the moment. Now, in this case, it's showing that he has 5 copy trades open. Now, in fact, 3 of those are Ethereum USDT and 2 of them are BTC USDT. Now, as I understand it, in ByBit, unless you're using sub-accounts, you can only really have one position open at a time. So what I think these are multiple entries. So for example, let's ignore the Bitcoin for a moment, just look at these middle 3. So it looks like that on the 23rd of May, he went long at $2,053. And then he also added to the position at 2024 on the same day later on that evening. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 days later on the 27th, he entered then at $1,772. Now by doing that, he's averaged down his entry price. So without actually knowing what the actual amounts are, we can't actually work that out, but I would suspect what he might have been doing is holding back a reasonable amount of capital, so if the price drops severely, maybe towards the liquidation price, then he would be looking at adding quite a lot to his position there. And also note here that it's only on 2x leverage. Now if he's on 2x leverage and you've got yours set to 5x, yours will actually trade at 2x. That's how I understand it. The 5x limits your amount of leverage you can use. So for example, if you only wanted to trade on 2x ever, then you could set it on 2x, and if he went to 5x, you would be trading on 2x. So you get the idea. Whatever the copy trader is, you won't be trading on a higher leverage than him. So, I mean, I would say at the moment that is probably fairly safe, because 2x leverage for Ethereum, I mean, say his average entry was something like, I mean, just say it was 2,000. We can work that out again on the calculator. So $2,000 on 2x leverage. So in this case, I'm going over to the Ethereum USD. Oh, actually, to be honest, it should actually be the USD perpetual one. Yeah, I forgot about that. So it should actually be that one. It shouldn't make much difference though, because the copy trading is done with the USDT inverse perpetual pairs. So once again, you've got a calculator there, and we'll go for liquidation price and put that on 2x leverage, which is like right down there, and quantity. I don't think the quantity matters actually, but let's say it's $100 and the entry price is something like 2,000. That would give a liquidation price of only just like $1,010. Now I don't think Ethereum will go down there, so I think that trade is fairly safe. But yeah, I mean, you can play around with this and then decide how well you think your trader is doing. And it's always worth looking at the past trades, and you can do that here. And all his past trades have actually been really quite good, really. In fact, been very good for quite a while. No, it's actually been consistently really good, and using low leverage, like 3x, 4x, nothing higher than 4 as far as I can see. I would say this is a good, safe trader, and you might not make massive gains, but you won't lose any money. And to be honest, not losing money is one of the safest ways to make money. Now, here's an example of another trader that he's actually one I am copying. And by the way, I am copying 4 traders, and the only way I can do this is by having 4 ByBit accounts. Now, the way the ByBit terms and conditions go is each account needs to belong to somebody over the age of 18. So as long as you've got 4 email addresses and they're to do with 4 people, it could be your wife, your mum and your dad, or your elder daughter, or whatever, then that's all fine. But you don't need to do KYC on ByBit if you're only withdrawing small amounts, I think up to 0.2 of a Bitcoin. So that's all good. If you need an extra ByBit account, I'd appreciate it if you use my link, which is savewith.crypto.org/ByBit, and that can get you up to a $4,050 bonus. But anyway, enough for shilling. So yeah, this is another one. Super Lucky. Super Lucky is actually doing the best over a period of time out of my 4 traders. As I say, his style of trading is a little bit more colourful. So, for example, at the moment he's got 3 trades open, although I suspect what these are is what I said before, like multiple entries. So, looks like he's got BTC long at kind of around about $30,000 now. I personally think Bitcoin will go over $30,000 reasonably soon, and he should be able to get out of these trades, but they are looking pretty bad. However, it looks like yesterday, he opened a long with Ethereum at 1734, and that's a little bit in profit now. It's actually 8.37% in profit. So what even he might do is he might do something where he gets a reasonable good profit on the Ethereum, maybe closes that and then closes these so that overall he wins. He might do that. Now I don't know how that's going to show up on the scoreboard on the copy trading on ByBit, because obviously it seems to favour the ones with a 100% 7-day win rate. It doesn't seem to particularly take into account the 7-day profit, because Quant Trader, for example, has only got 55% 7-day profit, but he's got a 100% win rate. This is another guy I'm following. He's actually doing okay, not brilliant, but he's got a 100% win rate. So it does seem to me that these principal traders will do whatever they can to have a good win rate. Now, they might not necessarily be the best ones to go for, but they might be maybe the safer ones to go for. So, for example, I can't actually see this Super Lucky one even on the first 3 or 4 pages, but as I say, he is actually doing the best out of my 4. Oh, there he is. Okay, so Super Lucky there. So yeah, his 7-day win rate is actually only 90.91%, and he seems to have made a loss. But for me, he hasn't made a loss. Now, this is the other point as well, is if you decide to set up a copy trade and nothing happens for a few days, it's not because the guy's gone on holiday, is sitting under a palm tree somewhere. It's probably because he's in the middle of a trade, and you're not going to join a trade halfway through. That's kind of impossible, I would imagine. So what will happen is you will get involved in the next trade that he's in. So that's what happens there. So don't expect to follow a trader and then start making money straight away. It's going to take a little while, because some trades may go on for days or even weeks, and you won't necessarily get into a new trade straight away. I think probably the biggest mistake you could probably make Now, this is not financial advice, and none of this is, by the way. I think the biggest mistake you could probably make is by looking at your copy trade and say, for example, I'm looking at this one here. This one is last song, yeah. And I'm thinking, right, he's actually $106 down. I'm playing with $637. That's quite a big chunk of my capital. And then I think a big mistake I could make would be for me to panic now, close the trade, and then go and look for another trader. Because I would have lost that money, and then I'd be looking for another trader, and then I'd probably do the same again. So if you're in this situation, I would take a look at what's going on. You know, for example, he's long at 29.8. I think that's reasonable. 5x leverage, not too bad. Now, unless things go seriously south over the next couple of days, I'm not going to worry about this. If this starts getting to maybe half of my money, then I might start to get a little bit worried. And that is obviously where the risk comes in. So you need to make your own decisions, and don't look at it as risk-free automatic money, because it is, in the day, it is to do with trading. It does depend on the market. It does depend on the emotions of the trader. Obviously the skill of the trader as well. Anyway, I hope that cleared a few things up, and that's how I understand copy trading to be all about. I mean, so far overall, I'm finding it profitable. In fact, very profitable. I think it's about 20% up over a week and a half. So I'm happy with that. Hopefully, you're seeing some good results too. If you've got any questions, do leave them in the comments. And while you're down there, give the video a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you've got the notifications set on all, and above all, tell your friends.